back to the Big Dumb Fun Show.
Back on the Big Dumb Fun Show. We're live online Monday, 7 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Follow us on the Facebook, MySpace, YouTube, Twitter, Eventful, Reverb Nation,
Google Plus,
and the Google Plus.
A lot of cool technology items of note. They have released the Google Glasses. Now, this is something that I think is eventually going to be just completely awesome.
What is it?
It is a glasses that you would wear,
literally on your face.
On your noggin. But projected inside the glasses are little, you could have a map, you could have a GPS, you could answer phone calls. Everything you can do with like a mobile phone is now built into your glasses.
Don't you think that would be a little distracting because does a screen pop up?
Well,
or is it in
your
viewpoint?
eyes are still, it's like in your field of vision, but you have to kind of shift the focus of your eyes.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of
focus but what if you're
shifting.
Driving and in your one eye
Well,
goes...
then that's your own damn fault for driving with your Google
Wouldn't it be
glasses
really
on.
cool if a screen popped up? Like all of a sudden it was like a screen and it was green.
I had a girlfriend, she had a car that it was like a Nissan 240, and it had like a little projection that would project onto the glass of the window in front of her in the driver's side that would show like the speedometer.
Oh, my brother has that too.
Kind of like a heads-up display.
Yeah.
But Google Glass is a little different.
Well,
It's
not
having
really that much
Google
different.
and being able to do searches.
Yeah, of which I guess you can talk to yourself, talk to your glasses. You can probably, I'm sure they're going to get MP3s on there to where you can
can't
just
type on them.
You
So,
can,
it must
you can
have
talk and type.
But what if you're like, hey, look up Rena Meta?
Nobody would do
It's
that.
not going to be able to spell it.
But you know what? They have that Apple keyboard where the keyboard is projected as light. It's projected onto a table, right? And you can type just by pressing, and the light will tell the computer what letters you're pressing. And I could totally see that in Google Glasses.
Don't you think you would be pushing backspace a lot?
Because I make so many typing errors?
Yeah.
Jerk. Absolutely.
You can't type on a computer. How are you going to type on
I
an
can type
invisible...
on a chicken pecker,
Beep,
right?
beep, beep, beep,
You can
beep,
type
beep,
on that.
beep.
Another thing that's making its rounds, and this is actually causing some controversy, is that have you ever heard of the 3D printers?
No.
Have you heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It's a printer that you can actually print like you would any other printer that you would at your home. You can print, and it will make a model in 3D.
What do you mean? So it prints and then all of a sudden it comes up off of
It
the
prints
paper.
layers.
Yeah.
It basically prints layers. It takes a plastic that's a polymer, and it goes like a printer would go, but instead of printing an ink, it prints this polymer that it builds up layer after layer, and you can create different models and shapes.
Yeah, you can make a widget. You could make like a human head. You can make everything. You
Well,
can
but the
you could
controversy
scan a
is
pop
not
can.
doing that. The controversy is people fabricating weapons,
Yeah.
handguns.
So now there's legislation out
I
there.
guess I don't get it. I don't think I got to see
That
it
they
before I
could
can
create
get it.
a handgun that has no metal at all in it.
Okay, let's just say that you work at a factory, and one of the cogs in your machine, in your process, a little gear, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of those gears has broken.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just type in whatever gear you're looking for, download the print, download the blueprint from whomever is going to sell it to you.
Mm-hmm.
You click print. That sends it to this printer that will mold the object.
So I just don't get how it comes out of the printer. Is it not? It's not
It
just
goes
a.
There's cartridges that hold this polymer.
Yeah.
Right?
What
it's
is
like
that
a
noise, by the
plastic. And then the printer acts like a printer, only instead of printing ink, it prints this polymer which solidifies, and you build up layers. You just keep adding the polymer, and the printer goes back and forth and
So then, how is that? Why is there gun laws on that?
So-
Well, because people have been printing. There's blueprints available to where it'll tell you how to print a gun. And so now
But it's
anybody
fake,
out there,
though.
no. This is a 3D, it's a real deal. It's a polymer, so it's not like a Smith & Wesson. It's not like a Colt 45. It's a plastic gun, but it can be used as a gun. And so people anywhere can download these blueprints, click print, and now you have a full-on gun. And so the controversy is that, well, now, someone could print a gun, shoot someone, melt down the plastic, melt down the polymer that Gunnerk so eloquently spoke of, and then now you just destroyed your murder weapon. I don't know if you can print bullets, but I'm assuming it's not that far out there of a reach. But now there's legislation out there that is going to ban printing of guns. The gun in the article is called the Liberator. It's the first known 3D printed handgun. The bigger ruckus comes from the gun's digital blueprints, which are now available online.
So I just don't get it. I guess I don't know what polymer is to understand. So it's plastic?
Plastic.
It's just like a big goop, a big block, a big bundle of plastic.
So this printer is making these plastic designs?
Yes.
Oh. That's so weird.
But they're three-dimensional, so instead of just being like a flat, like a piece of paper.
Like, here's a picture of a gun. You can actually build a big damn gun. You can build stuff.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
So we're all going to be dead in the next couple years anyways.
I don't know why can't people print guns, though?
Well, probably because you said they can use them.
People can still buy
guns.
guns.
When you buy a gun, the guns are manufactured by specific manufacturers that have a license to manufacture guns.
And if you're printing guns, these 12-year-old kids could think it's, I'm gonna print a gun, and the next thing you know, their mom is driving them around and they're shooting at people.
Now, there's already a law out there for people that just decide that they want to be handy and make their own guns, but on Sunday, because apparently Congress works on Sunday now, Chuck Schumer endorsed a bill entitled the Undetectable Firearms Modernization Act that actually brings up the law, which was written in 1988, up to date by banning 3D printed guns that have no metal, therefore could slip through a metal detector. See, that's another issue with this. Not only are you going to be able to print a gun with no identifiable marks on it or whatsoever and then be able to melt it down, is now, since there's no metal on this, you could slap one of these in your suitcase and take it to Puerto Rico with you. Are you flying to Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or somebody else on your plane. Now they have a plastic gun.
Puerto Rico?
I'm just saying.
I'm not going to swim there.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how good a swimmer you are.
I'm not very good. A doggy paddle.
So do you feel comfortable with people being able to print their own plastic guns? Or if you're like me, you think that if you want a plastic gun bad enough, you're going to find one, buy one, and have it anyway.
I don't know what I think. I just want to live my happy married life.
Can't do it.
And be rich and buy what I want and be left alone.
And not think about these complex issues like the fact that people could make their own handgun.
It's the little things that end up being such a big thing.
I know.
Much like the banning of a big gulp, banning smoking, banning fast foods, and
banning large Cokes in New York.
Yes, nickel and dime type stuff. That's how you're eventually, like, we're gonna get 5 years, 10 years down the road and have all of our civil liberties taken away, and we'll be like, man, I don't remember voting against this, but I did ban big gulps.
The 3D printer, they were printing guns.
Yeah, man.
Who was printing guns? I don't know. There's this defense distribution company that has the handgun model for the 3D printer, but there's all kinds of other things that people could use the 3D printer to make that have nothing to do with making a handgun, and people are doing that. And I think it's kind of like
making bombs.
No, because it's a polymer. It's not an explosive material.
No, not explosive, but making.
No, it's not that they're making that.
Bombs.
Here is what they're making. They're maybe making parts for cars. They're maybe making. And I was reading about this earlier, not today, but before, about how people could make, like, the pieces that maybe if you wanted to, it's like the model that you'd use to cast something. So
like a castle mold?
No, like a mold. So you have to build the model. You wrap to make a mold, if you're going to pour a metal or something, you can build models with this. One of the things that they could do is use it to build parts that maybe you needed for your body.
I wonder if you're going to be able to print in 3D Google glasses.
Will they actually work?
I don't know.
as I walk